As a law student, how do you see the judiciary as an institution now versus maybe when before you began law school?
I think becoming a law student really allows you to at least see a little bit more into the insight of how these decisions are made, what goes into the writing, what kind of considerations that you or judges may be taking into account when they're making these decisions. We read historical cases, we read current cases, and we see the buildup of the law. So I think I have a little bit better understanding of their role and their job as a judge. I think my perception of the courts is very dependent on where the court is at, what stage it's in. So the different levels of courts definitely are interesting to look at and how they change across the country. So the district courts all around, the state courts, it's very interesting to see how they all work together and how different they are.
What kind of responsibility do you and maybe your peers, if you can speak for them, feel about speaking up when you see potential injustices happening and when you see threats being made against the legal profession?
I think it is an important responsibility of lawyers that needs to be addressed and taken into consideration when you're going into the field, because we have a responsibility to uphold the rule of law, and that sometimes can come with challenging different aspects of what's going on in the world that we may not agree with. So understanding that responsibility as a lawyer to really speak up when you think that injustices are occurring is something that we at the law school are very aware of, and we definitely try to engage in those conversations with each other as much as we can. And I think in this space, it can be really helpful to have those conversations, because oftentimes early lawyers or people who are just coming out of law school don't have the confidence to be able to do that. So I think having a group of like-minded peers who think similarly can really help elevate us. So when we do start our careers, we have the confidence to speak up.
A lot of Americans have expressed that they feel disconnected from the federal judiciary in particular, that this is a system that doesn't serve them. What do you think the legal profession needs to do better at to communicate the importance of the federal judiciary system to the American public?
I think better civic education and engagement is very important. Trying to help people when they are beginning their educational careers and beginning that process of learning what government is and the branches of government, helping to kind of give them more of an insight into what's actually going on in these systems at an early stage, so that when they're younger and they learn about this, then they can see those decisions that are coming out from the federal courts or the state courts, and then have a little bit of a better understanding of how that process goes about. I think also something from the judiciary and from lawyers that's very important is just accessible writing and accessible communication. I think that's really vital, especially in this time, so that the public can understand what's happening, and limiting the legalese or the lawyerly talk, and to just really communicate and write in an accessible and digestible way, because lawyers are meant to serve the public. The judiciary is meant to resolve conflicts that are involving the public. So the public needs to be able to understand what's going on behind the scenes.